ago, in a small village, there lived a poor woman named Cecarella and her only son, Peruonto. Now, Peruonto was not known for wisdom. His mother worried constantly. Every day, she begged him to help around the house. Every day, she scolded him. Every day, she prayed that somehow his life would amount to something. One morning, with barely enough food left to survive, Cecarella sent her son into the forest to gather firewood. Reluctantly, Peruonto picked up his axe and began the long walk. As he crossed a wide plain, he noticed something unusual. 3 young men lay sleeping beneath the scorching sun. Peruonto's heart was kind. Quietly, he cut branches from the nearby tree and built a shelter above them, shielding them from the blazing heat. Before long, the young men awoke. To Peruonto's surprise, they were not ordinary travelers. They were the sons of a fairy, and they had witnessed his kindness. As a reward, they granted him a magical gift. From that day forward, whatever Peruonto wished for would come true. After gathering firewood, Peruonto bundled together such an enormous load that he could not possibly carry it home. Frustrated, he sat on top of it and sighed. If only this bundle could carry me home like a horse. The words had barely left his mouth before the impossible happened. The pile of firewood sprang to life. It leaped forward and began galloping across the countryside. Peruonto clung tightly as the enchanted bundle raced towards the city. People ran from their homes, children chased after him. Villagers stared, and high above in the royal palace, a young princess named Vastolla looked down from her window. Vastolla had spent most of her life trapped in sadness. No one could make her smile. No one could make her laugh. Yet the sight of a bewildered young man riding a bundle of dancing firewood was so ridiculous that laughter burst from her lips. Peruonto looked up and saw her. The moment he laid eyes on Vastolla, he was captivated. Without thinking, he made a wish. He wished that one day Vastolla would become his wife. Then he rode away. Time passed. Soon the king began searching for a husband worthy of his daughter. Princes arrived from distant land. Noble men came bearing gifts and promises. But Vastolla refused every one of them. The image of the strange rider on the enchanted firewood had never left her mind. The king became furious. Determined to uncover the mystery, he organized magnificent banquets and invited everyone in the kingdom. First came princes and nobles, then merchants and craftsmen, finally common villagers and laborers, and there among the crowd stood Peruonto. The moment Vastolla saw him, she recognized him instantly. The king's heart nearly stopped. Of all the men in the kingdom, his daughter had chosen Peruonto, a poor fool. Consumed by anger and shame, the king ordered a terrible punishment. Peruonto and Vastolla were sealed inside a giant wooden casket and thrown into the sea. Darkness surrounded them. The waves tossed them endlessly. Inside the floating prison, Vastolla slowly learned the secret of his magic. And with figs and raisins as her bargaining tool, she persuaded him to use his extraordinary gifts. The cask transformed into a magnificent ship. The ship became a grand palace, and finally, Vastolla asked for one last miracle. She asked Peruonto to become the man hidden within. The magic answered. The awkward, foolish appearance vanished. Standing before her was a handsome and noble young man. Years passed. The palace flourished. Children were born. Happiness filled their lives. Then one evening, during a hunting expedition, the aging king became lost and stumbled upon a magnificent palace unlike anything he had ever seen. Welcomed with honor, he spent the night there. The following morning, the truth was revealed. There stood Vastolla, there stood Peruonto, and there stood his grandchildren. The king embraced his daughter, he embraced Peruonto, And together they returned to the kingdom where great celebrations were held for many days. And so Peruonto, once mocked by everyone around him, became a respected ruler, because sometimes the world sees foolishness where destiny sees greatness. As we say in Nigeria, the chick that people laugh at today may become the rooster that wakes the whole village tomorrow. And remember, a good deed is never wasted. The kindness you show today may become the miracle that changes your tomorrow. Today's lesson is: never judge people by their appearances, status, or limitations. A kind heart and a good character can open doors that power and wealth never will. And that's the end of today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing folklore and mythology stories. Leave us your interesting thoughts, suggestions, and lessons learned in the comment section. We love to read them. Like the video and share. See you in our next one. Bye.